Okay, take like six, take six, take six. Oh, here we go again. Yawn, 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 yawn. Oh, glasses, hair. Oh. Do you know it's always true, if you look after yourself, you feel so much better. The trouble is when you're packing and you get dusty and dirty and the paper and the whatever, you don't feel like getting all dressed up and you just get kind of down a little bit. Oh, it's getting late. It's getting late. Sorry, I gotta have one more cigarette before I go to bed. I know I shouldn't. But it's real life, guys. It's real life. You know, when I first moved in here, the first year was really, really quite good. I really liked it, aside from the ants, having ant problems. But aside from that, really, it was pretty good here. Ooh. Oh, but this past year I've had new neighbors upstairs. You hear they're like elephants. It's like, you know, I've been tempted to, at 3 and 4 in the morning, start banging on the ceiling. And if Mum wasn't here, I probably would. Just to say, hey, you guys, I don't know. You've been disturbing me for so long, it's driving me nuts. Driving me crazy. I'm so anxious to get, the difference between a low-rise and a high-rise apartment. A lot of the low-rise apartments are made of wood, High-rise apartments, they're cement, So, unless you're not used to being in an apartment with cement, it's pretty soundproof. Sure, you'll hear neighbors, and sure but that's part of apartment living. But when you're in these low-rise, most of them are made of wood, which means that you hear every creak. I hear the kids running on the second floor in the hallway with their dog, and I'm on the first floor, and it's way over, and I hear them. Oh. So I'd take a high-rise any day. I mean, I don't like going over the 5th floor. I will never live on the 5th floor higher. It's got to be lower. Usually 1st, 2nd, 3rd floor. And that's about it. I won't go higher than that. I know people like the views and they like to be high and all that. No, thank you. I hate it. My mother and my father, when he was alive, they lived on the 11th floor. Oh, excuse me, of their condo. And I hated it. I hated going on the balcony. If I'm going to be on a 2nd floor sitting on the balcony, I want to be able to, not reach down and touch someone, but, I don't like being high. I like to be able to run down the stairs if I have to. And that's just the way I am. Anyway, it's been a little stressful sometimes with Mom. Love her. I love my mom very much, or I wouldn't have her staying with me. If I didn't love her, I'd ship her off to a nursing home or, fend for yourself kind of thing. No, I love my mom. But, not except for when I lived with my son and I was living with them and I wasn't living in my own place. This is the first time, 20 years, more than that, 30 years that I've actually lived with anybody or shared a home with anybody. So the adjustment period was really long for us, I think, because I was used to just doing things, and Mom and I went through a period of time where she felt like she was intruding. She felt like she shouldn't be here. And even though I tried to make her feel, excuse me, It's after 2 and I'm exhausted. I think it's 3 o'clock. I wanted her to feel like this was her home too, so I didn't want her to feel, do what you want, Mom. If, Mom likes to tidy and clean and things like that, which is great because then it saves me from having to do it. But it gives her something to do, and that's great for Mom. But I gave her the bedroom because I wanted her to be comfortable. I wanted her to have her place where she could go sit if she wants to. But she's always lived with, either my dad or my stepdad, and she has no idea what it's like to live alone. And it's something that I've always loved. I loved living alone. I love the fact of when I left the house, it was as when I come back, it's the same, except for, dog hair and cat hair. One of the nice things about having Mom with me is that she tidies up, so I don't have dishes in the sink when I leave. She likes to have the sink clean all the time. And that's great, and it gives her, like I say, it gives her something to do. It makes her feel useful instead of just sitting there watching TV all day. I ordered the newspaper for her, and it's delivered every day. And, it gives her something to do. So first thing in the morning, she gets up. She makes herself some toast and tea. I get the newspaper. Oh, this is a bad time to do videos. And get the newspaper and read it. And she turns her TV on in her room and she watches the news. It's one of those, 24-hour news channels, whatever. Anyway, and she has her bedroom, and but she wants to stay in there because she thinks she's going to make noise for me, and it doesn't bother me. Mom, you can clang around, do whatever you need to do, and that's fine with me, and I tell her that, but she's always afraid she's going to disturb me, and I'm thinking, it doesn't disturb me. But one of the other things that is hard to adjust to is Mom's memory starting to go, and there are times when I have to repeat myself a few times. That's okay. When I get upset about something else, and then there's something that's bothering me, and I could be angry with my son, or mad at the dog, or neighbors, or whatever is stressing me out at that particular moment. Before my son's move, I was, upset quite a bit. And then we'd go out and come home, and if the dog got into the cat food, there's only certain pieces, morsels he likes, and the other ones he spits out all over the floor. And then I get ants, and then the ants, even in the winter, I'm getting ants here. And I get upset when I get home and I see the mess and the ants and anyway. So I try really, really hard to accommodate Mom and make her feel comfortable, and yet I'm anxious for her health, and I worry, and I think deep down inside, she's 86, I worry about, how long she's going to be with me. Should anything happen, will I be able to handle it? There's a lot of little stupid worries that I have, but every once in a while, maybe once a week, Mom and I will sit down and talk about stuff. I want to reassure her that it's our home, not just my home. I don't want her to feel like she's a boarder. I want her to feel like it's her home. And then we talk about how I talk to her, and how I don't want her to think that I'm angry with her, because she said sometimes I talk rough. And I think it's because, see, she's deaf. and sometimes I'll talk to her, she doesn't hear me, so now I go, Mom, and I get her attention first. These are things I'm learning, to deal with. I'll I'll ask her, first, Mom, did you hear me? After I say something to her, and she'll say, No, what did you say? Which is great because then I can repeat it. But I always want her to acknowledge that she's heard me. And I don't think anyone has done that before with her. It's just assumed that she's heard. But I know Mom now, and I'm getting to know the characteristics of if she's heard me or not. So these are all the adjustments that when you have an elderly person move in with you that you need to adjust to, especially someone like me I don't have anyone else in the house. And you would think it would be easier for me to adjust to Mom because I don't have anyone, as opposed to someone who has a husband and children and have their mom and dad move in because there's already people around. I think it's hard both ways. I think it doesn't matter what the situation is. The adjustment is going to be there no matter what your living situation is. So, and right now we both feel like we're in limbo because we are moving, because we knew we were going to be moving somewhere anyway. We feel like we're in limbo because we've got boxes everywhere. It's almost like we're waiting to move. We're waiting to move so that we can adjust to living together, So anyway, those are some of the problems that I'm dealing with and that she's dealing with, It's hard for her because she's always had somebody living with her. She's always lived with somebody. And to be with someone like myself who's always lived alone and is used to just doing and not asking anything, I just do stuff. Sometimes, like she'll ask me, do you want some help? And a lot of times I used to say no. No, Mom, I'll do it, Not realizing that she actually was wanting to do something. So now I include her. I said, well, Mom, while I'm doing this, could you do this for me? And she loves that. She feels like she's participating. And that's something that I need to adjust to. So that's what's up with us. I babbled on long enough. It's bedtime. It's time to go to bed. Time to go to sleep. And with the winter and everything, it's just, we've had nothing but snow. This has really been a really crazy December. November started off, I thought we were going to have a greener December, and we ended up having a lot of snow, and it just keeps snowing out there. Which is fine. I mean, I'm used to the snow. It's just that I keep thinking, oh my God, I hope we don't have a snowstorm when we move. The day I have to drive the truck. So anyway, I'm sorry I'm rolling my eyes. I'm just half asleep. So that's what's new with us. That's what's going on. Thanks for joining me, guys. Thanks for sticking around, and we'll see you soon. Take care. Bye for now.